Hello, and a very warm welcome to this video, the 13 dimensions of consciousness. The human body is a miracle of creation because it is made up from stardust as the soul reincarnates into the mother's womb on earth. Consciousness is the light of the soul that creates and maintains life through the activation of the aura, 7 inner chakras, and 6 outer ones, and the etheric body, which are all grounded by the root chakra. All chakras are seats of consciousness that are evolving as humans seek for ways in which to expand their consciousness, which occurs through the awakening of each chakra individually. Humans have been placed on Earth to expand the consciousness of the 2 hemispheres of the brain that correspond with the physical logical left hemisphere and the spiritual intuitive right hemisphere of the brain. The consciousness of the logical left hemisphere of the brain resonates entirely in the physical 3rd dimension, along with the 5 physical senses through which we experience everyday living. The intuitive right hemisphere of the brain has no limitations and is able to expand beyond the limited 3rd dimension that logic holds. The majority of humans at this present time chiefly resonate on the 3rd and sometimes the 4th or even the 5th dimension of consciousness. Unlike the logical left hemisphere of the brain, the intuitive right hemisphere completely understands the consciousness of logic. At some point in one's life, one begins to seek spiritual practice of some kind, such as learning to meditate or taking yoga classes, which will empower the Kundalini rising. Kundalini is light, a purifying force of fire that rises through the whole chakra system as a natural purifying force that seeks to raise your consciousness. Your spiritual practice will seek to blend the Kundalini rising in order to transform any aspects that the ego may have established, which eventually takes you to be present in the wisdom of higher spiritual awareness. When consciousness rising occurs, it first increases the activity of the root chakra, which helps you to become more grounded and present. The root chakra, sacral and emotional chakras begin to receive greater stimulation that begins to send signals to the logical left hemisphere of the brain, which is when the rewiring of the brain begins. Then the chakras will receive a higher vibration of light that will greatly enhance the masculine, the right side, power, and the feminine, the left side, creativity. As consciousness rising increases, it activates the third eye and throat chakras, that in turn open the three higher senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsentience. This will begin to rewire the logical left hemisphere of the brain to accept what the third eye and throat chakras are experiencing as a reality. The stimulation of the fourth and fifth dimensions of consciousness occurs when the Kundalini unites the root chakra, sacral and emotional chakras, which will then rise to settle just under the heart chakra. This is when one has 5 chakras, not 7. At this stage of one's spiritual development, the consciousness of the 6th dimension becomes more of a reality. The 6th dimension of consciousness comes into fruition when the third eye and throat chakras are united. The 7th and 8th dimensions of consciousness is established when the 6th dimension blends with the crown and heart chakras, which is when the consciousness resonates through 2 chakras. The 8th and 9th dimension of consciousness occurs when the consciousness of the crown and heart chakras become one. After a while, the consciousness will accelerate into the 12th and on into the 13th level of consciousness, which I term superconsciousness. To summarize, enlightenment is obtained by stimulating and activating each of the 7 chakras through spiritual practices. When the chakras of the root, sacral and emotional body have been balanced through Kundalini rising, they become a single chakra and will settle just under the heart chakra. Then the initiate's consciousness resonates on the 4th and 5th dimension. At this stage, the initiate can connect and communicate with spirit beings, such as a spirit guide. Likewise, the initiate may become a spiritual medium. The next stage of consciousness rising is the 6th and 7th dimension, which is when the 5 chakras become 3, as the third eye and throat chakras unite as one. This is when the initiate can connect to their spiritual master. Eventually, the crown and heart chakras become one, which elevates the consciousness into the 7th and 8th level. The 9th and 10th level of consciousness is reached when all chakras have risen and are united as one in the crown chakra. This is when the initiate is fully enlightened and superconsciousness is established. The 11th and 12th states of consciousness take the initiate further into the resonance of the astral belt of their soul. It is on this level that the initiate makes contact with angels and archangels. The 13th plane of consciousness corresponds with masters and higher beings that are accessible when the consciousness has evolved into the 13th plane of consciousness. I thank you for watching and listening to this video. Peace, love and light, Ralph Jenkins.